Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribes to my channel. Most expensive things Sheikh Hamdan owned. So make sure to watch the full video. He goes by Sheikh Hamdan, container Mohammed, receptacle Rashid Al Maktoum, yet you can call him Fazza. You presumably ought to, simply to save time, as a matter of fact. Fazza is a lot more straightforward to articulate too. In fact, Fazza is the ruler's artist name. Believe it or not, this man is a ruler and distributed writer. He's likewise a daredevil, a creature darling, an attractive and, clearly, qualified lone ranger and a photographic artist. Goodness, did we make reference to that he's additionally incredibly rich? Like tycoon rich. While covers his actual total assets are a piece blended, we put him close to the 11-figure range. Presently, there are many individuals out there who accept that all sovereigns in the Bedouin nations toss their cash around. Indeed, that isn't accurate. Large numbers of them are very modest with their riches. Fazza might be quite possibly of the humblest, and it's valid. Without a doubt, he possesses and has bought a great deal of truly costly things, as we will examine, yet he doesn't toss everything in front of you by posting on Instagram. While he has an immensely well-known web-based entertainment account, he for the most part flaunts his eye for photography. All things considered, we needed to understand what he possesses, so we did some digging. We uncovered his most costly toys, properties, and even creatures. A large number of these buys were left hidden for a period, however, we know now that it was Fazza who got them. One of the most amazing things about these buys is that a considerable lot of them were likewise the very first or were unrivaled buys. As you'll see, Fazza is in the record books a couple of times. Here are the 10 most costly things claimed by the tycoon sovereign of Dubai. 1. The world's most expensive camel. You need to truly cherish camels to go out and make a record buy. Fazza did that. He adores camels a lot that he paid $2.7 million for one. This was certainly not a conventional camel. Obviously, it wasn't. This camel, which you're thinking probably been something genuinely exceptional, perhaps like the lost relative of the regal camel bloodline, really won a Camel Delight challenge. It's valid. Out of a pool of in excess of 17,000 camels, this is not set in stone to be the most attractive protuberance upheld giraffe. It is attractive. In the opposition, the proprietors of the 3 winning camels split a $2 million award, yet just a single camel won the heart and the wallet of Fazza. That is a decent day for the proprietor of the camel. He won $666,000 in prize cash and afterward got an extra $2.7 million from Fazza. 2. Adding on the Scottish estate. In fact, this home was bought by Fazza's dad, yet we'll permit it since being Fazza's too is said. This huge domain, which hasn't been fabricated at this point, will be set ashore, currently claimed by the sovereign and the Scottish good countries, in excess of 63,000 sections of land. In fact, the cabin will be a hunting hotel and will act as a yearly base for the ruler and his family when they go out to chase whatever they chase. It's without a doubt not a hunting lodge like that Gary Busey and Ice-T film, Getting Through the Game, on the grounds that throughout the previous 20 years, the ruler's family has been visiting the Scottish High Countries consistently, and the inhabitants and staff have only shining surveys of the regal family. 3. Amphibious car fleet. Californian automaker Watercar has been planning land and or water-capable vehicles for quite a while, yet it was over the most recent couple of years that they truly hit their sweet spot. At the point when Sovereign Fazza found out about the carmaker's latest update. He needed to have one. The sovereign needed to have 6, as a matter of fact. As an eager outside man, Fazza probably needs to bring a few loved ones out to the water to have the kind of fun that mainland and or water-capable vehicles can offer. Since every one of these vehicles costs more than $150,000, the absolute request cost for the enormous request was about $800,000. 4. The Hotel Jumeirah Zabeel Saray. Zabeel Speculations is an exclusive venture organization. All things considered, it's exclusive by Fazza. Despite the fact that it's not his name making the buys, you should rest assured that he has colossal contribution concerning where the trading company puts its cash. Of the multitude of properties and spots under the organization's umbrella, the most astounding is the Jumeirah Zabeel Saray. A 5-star inn situated on the counterfeit archipelago of Dubai, Palm Jumeirah. This inn is completely wonderful. We don't have the foggiest idea about the specific expense to assemble the inn, yet a few reports have it at $12 billion, which makes it one of the most costly in a generally ludicrously costly region. 5. Canada's most expensive penthouse condo. In 2013, Canada encountered its biggest ever confidential land exchange. It was for 3 penthouse floors at the Fairmont Pacific Edge Lodging in Vancouver. Albeit the purchaser was left anonymous, we realize it was Fazza who made the buy. He's even remained in the apartment suite since getting them up. The complete exchange was for 3 penthouse floors, with the highest level being the most costly townhouse at any point fabricated and sold, going for $25 million. Fazza then, at that point, got the 2 sub-penthouse floors beneath that unit just in case, presumably only for sound protection. The absolute cost for each of the 3 was $55 million. While we can't envision any apartment suite seeming as though it's valued at $25 million, Fazza's Vancouver unit comes a genuine close. This is effectively the most delightful apartment suite we've at any point looked at. 6. A few good horses. Fazza loves him a few ponies. The fact that he rides them makes it understood. He even contends in games on them. He even kisses them on the mouth for photographs. However, with regards to purchasing ponies, simply the best are viewed as adequate. Thus, in 2014, Fazza and his dad purchased the most costly pony there was around then, paying $3 million for a yearling with extraordinary winning bloodlines. They weren't finished there. The illustrious family likewise got 2 additional ponies at $1.8 million each. That, assuming you're doing math at home, is more than $6.5 million for 3 ponies. These 3 ponies were viewed as the best in the show, so Fazza scooped them generally up. They were additionally the most costly pony deals of the year. 7. Buying up all the airplanes. For the 12th release of the Dubai Air Show, Fazza and his family came down to visit the products and check whether there were any planes they would prefer. There were a couple. However, it was anything but an individual plane they were searching for. Fazza and his dad were hoping to work on Dubai's Armada, and further develop it they did. They were so satisfied with the new Boeing 787-10 Dreamliners that they gathered up 40 of them. This arrangement, which will assist with building the travel industry in Dubai and move vacationers along in style, was worth more than $15 billion. The singular rundown cost of these new 330 traveler planes comes in at about $306 million. 8. Cornering the Falcon market. This might be the most amazing story we've heard at any point in the year. On the off chance that you fail to remember it subsequent to learning about it here, you'll most likely see the film about it at whatever point it emerges. There is a man named Bryn Close. In the wake of being destitute as a young fellow, Bryn moved to Doncaster and began raising birds. Birds of prey, assuming we're being explicit. Bryn would burn through the entirety of his cash on birds of prey and raise them to race. Ends up, he had a skill for it. At the most recent public competition, the President's Cup in Abu Dhabi, the 7 quickest birds were all from Bryn. All things considered, Fazza likes games and hawks, so he attempted to purchase Bryn's business for about $15 million. In the wake of being turned down, Fazza made Bryn another proposition, one he was unable to reject. Fazza would purchase the sole privileges to Bryn's birds. Presently, Bryn is a multimillionaire and will keep ownership of the bird-raising business he constructed. As a thank you gift, Fazza sent Bryn a $90,000 territory meanderer. We don't have the foggiest idea what Fazza pays for each bird, yet you need to think it was essentially equivalent to the first $15 million proposition. 9. Buy an entire tank fleet. With in excess of 1,500 horsepower and voyaging paces of around 60 miles per hour, Ripshaw tanks are wild monsters of apparatus. The siblings who plan the tanks have offered numerous to the U.S. Armed Force, yet they additionally sell them secretly, especially to very rich people hoping to have a good time. This is where Fazza comes in. Since the pattern cost for these tanks is just $500,000, the Sovereign of Dubai chose to purchase a whole armada of them. At the point when you consider that there is a monstrous measure of customization accessible with these tanks, customization that enormously expands the expense, we need to consider the amount Fazza paid eventually. Unfortunately, that data isn't accessible. We likewise don't have the foggiest idea what Fazza needs these tanks for, however, we're wagering it's more for play than for work. 10. The Lamborghini Veneno Roadster. There are not many vehicles in the world as uncommon and elite as the Lamborghini Veneno Roadster. In 2014, there were only 9 of these vehicles delivered. Everyone expenses about $4.5 million. Despite the fact that Fazza isn't one to flaunt his vehicles, he set a portion of his vehicles up for anyone to see for a famous vehicle show. Altogether, Fazza exhibited 6 vehicles, every one a fantastic piece of workmanship. Of every one of his vehicles, the Veneno is the one with the most elevated forthright expense. In light of the ruler, fans at the vehicle show had the option to draw near to the Veneno Roadster, likely for the sole time in their lives. In the event that you're pondering, this vehicle has a maximum velocity of 221 miles per hour. It includes a 6.5-liter V12 motor and flaunts around 750 torque. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go.